Something that's in the news now is the governor of New York, Andrew Cuomo, is in hot water now for saying inappropriate things and possibly inappropriate touching. Now, I don't deny it. I'm not going to defend him. I'm not going to accuse him. But what I am going to say is this. I'm in my 50s and times sure have changed. And I can remember in the old days, behaviors were a lot different. Okay? Now, I'm not trying to justify behaviors of my generation, but I'll tell you, it was quite common for people to say inappropriate things, and it happened all the time. And it was just kind of what we were used to. I mean, you know, I'm not saying that everyone just said terrible things all day long, but people didn't get so offended and they didn't go claiming sexual harassment, running to HR. But I get it, because the new generation is much different. People in their 20s are not going to put up with that stuff. So they are going to speak out. And Cuomo's weakness is that he didn't take that into consideration when he started talking about past relationships and older men and sexual history and all that stuff. So the takeaway for anyone, whether you're old school from the old generation or the new generation, is don't flirt. Because he might have seen a girl who was really friendly to him, who was always smiling, and he might have misinterpreted that as, you know what, this girl, I think she might like me. And there's only one way to find out. It's by kind of probing to see if maybe we can have a relationship. So that was kind of a foolish move, but I guess that's probably what happened. He didn't realize that these days you can't say anything inappropriate to anyone under 30, or else they're probably going to go and complain about it, and you're basically going to be fired or dragged through the mud in the press. So again, if you're an old fart like Cuomo or myself, don't say anything at all that isn't pure business, okay? I wouldn't even delve into any personal questions. So how's your marriage? So how's your husband? All those things could be misconstrued. So just keep your mouth shut. Business as usual. Don't assume that because someone smiles at you all day because they're your subordinate and they want to keep in your good graces, that maybe you have a chance with them. 9 out of 10 times you get burned. I know, I don't know if this makes sense, but basically the takeaway is shut the fuck up. Okay? It's a different era, it's a different age. We're in the age of political correctness. Now, that's one thing I do tend to agree with a lot of the conservatives, is I hear a lot of them wanking about the PC culture. And I do think we've taken it too far. So these days, you say one thing that someone finds uncomfortable, and they're likely going to speak up and you're going to be done. So, Andrew, you might lose your job, you might have to resign. It's a tough lesson to learn, but you had to learn it. And that's that. I worked with guys in the old days that would say things out in the open all day long in front of mixed company, the girls in the office. And back in the day, the girls would just kind of chuckle. They might have thought, this guy's a scoundrel in the scum bucket, and he's really kind of a a piece of shit, but that's what men do. So is that justification for doing it? No, it's not. We got to stop doing that behavior. We got to stop saying things. We got to stop offending people. We got to stop talking about sexual things in front of mixed company, or even in just an all-male company, because you may have a young, sensitive, politically correct male in your group who overhears it, and they'll complain just as loudly as anyone else. So we're kind of at this stage in life with political correctness and the new sensitivities of the younger generation, where we are best to keep our mouths shut. When you're with people in the company, talk business, don't talk pleasure, don't talk personal things. Don't assume because they're smiling at me that maybe I have a shot with them, so I'm gonna flirt. Because flirting these days can be misconstrued as sexual harassment. Now again, I'm not trying to justify what Cuomo did, because I don't know what he did. The girl went on TV and said he made it obvious that he wanted to sleep with her. Okay? Can't do that. Can't make anything obvious. You can't do that. You learn to shut your mouth. You learn to watch very closely what comes out of your mouth in mixed company around people who work with you or for you, and you'll usually be okay. But we see this repeat over and over and over again. I mean, our last president, Donald Trump, how many women came out and accused him, and you didn't hear the conservatives saying anything. Oh, that Trump, he's got to resign, he's bad. No. When Trump did it, it was, oh, those women are liars. The women are liars. The Me Too movement, they're all liars. But if someone says it against a liberal or a Democrat, then they're going to take the woman's side. So that's hypocrisy, and that really pisses me off, and I wish that would stop. But unfortunately, hypocrisy is the nature of politics and political discourse, and we just have to accept that that's the way things are. So good luck, Andrew.
Strike you down! Strike you down! Strike you down!